What is up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Today I want to talk specifically about why the value and the price of XRP could be much higher than we originally think due to a variety of factors, specifically multiplier effects. Let's dive in. Starting off, looking at XRP price today, guys, we are at 98 cents and we are still up 70% in the last 7 days. Beautiful, love to see it. And just to remind anybody that is brand new in this space, XRP on the highest exchange, depending on what you measure, the all-time high price was approximately $3.84. You could say $3.30, some people say $3.50. Nonetheless, this was in 2018, 3 years ago, when the barriers to entry were much greater. There was much less liquidity and not even a working product. Of course, we are actively working with 50 central banks around the globe, but XRapid was not even a thing. Today it is called on-demand liquidity. We've come a lot further. So if you think that we are merely just going to be approaching all-time high for XRP, I have some big news for you because there is going to be so much more happening. And of course, we finally have gotten that breakout that we have been long awaiting for. I can tell you one thing, that researching XRP on a daily basis is a lot more fun when it's $1 or even well above that, rather than just doing it every single day for so long when we're at the 20-cent range. It's good to see it, and you guys deserve absolutely everything that is coming. Right here, in a league of their own. So Anders L specifically going and just discussing the clear difference is that Arthur Brito, who we'll show in a second, and David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, thought through all the issues that could arise before they even started, specifically talking about XRP adoption, but talking about working with financial institutions from a regulatory standpoint, from a security standpoint, from a scalability standpoint. It goes on and on and on. Remember, David has a long time experience, even dating back with the NSA in the late 80s or early 90s. Now, Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, all good and great. I love Ethereum. The ability to trustlessly program money is huge. It's a huge revolution, but you have to understand where he got his idea from, guys. Remember, you cannot lose the game if it was their game to begin with, and a lot of people forget this. So Vitalik got his idea from Codius, and remember, Codius, this is, we're talking, Stephen Thomas, the former CTO of Ripple, and now he's working on initiatives for Coil, for XRP specifically, with web monetization and streaming of payments. Now, they had already solved the scalability issues with Codius before Ethereum, yet a lot of people forget that. Now, remember, you can visit this website, polysign.io, and I did in fact tweet it right here if you guys are curious. The link's right here. But those that have ears will listen, and we have these people that are backing Polysign. Now, per the website, you guys can see it. I talk about this all the time, but I just want to quickly touch on this. So we have Jack McDonald, literally inducted into the Global Custodians Legends of Industry. Beautiful UBS executive back in the day. We see David Schwartz, no need to introduce him. And we also have Arthur Brito, co-founder of Ripple Labs and co-designer of the XRP Ledger. I always call him the ghost, the brains, with David Schwartz, of course, behind this operation. We even have Antoinette. We've seen her speaking at International Monetary Fund panels. Now, that is not a coincidence. Please understand that if Wall Street, like it says, is going to properly work with this digital asset infrastructure, they need to understand all points of view. We can see 15 years in traditional banking, two of the biggest banks in the world, HSBC and MUFG, which are coincidentally RippleNet partners. And we have Tim Keeney right here, led organization of 25,000 people responsible for, drumroll please, custodying, holding, storing essentially, 25% of all global institutional assets. Whoa. Now, you can talk about real estate, you can talk about the derivatives market, which is hundreds of trillions, if not like 1.2 quadrillion with a Q. And I know that sounds absurd, but you guys have to be aware of how much monetary printing there is today as well. And it's driving people towards other vehicles for investments. We don't want to hold hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank with the potential of negative interest rates that are chipping away at us. We want our money, just like a lot of people say, you want to put your money to work for you, so you're not working for it. It's very, very simple, yet more and more people at least are becoming aware of this fact. So just wanted to point that out. Polysign, guys, is going to be something very, very interesting. Keep a close eye on them. Talked about this. I already discussed this. I just wanted to laugh about that. Tweeted that right before. Now, we have Jamil K sharing this video clip. This is a must-see. It's just 1 minute, and I want you guys to listen to this, and I want you to essentially apply everything that Anders L says right here. Arthur and Schwartz, of course, they thought through all these issues years ago, not in 2017. We're talking years ago. 2013, 2014, all of that. So listen to this. Of course, just to introduce Caitlin Long here, Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of her. I appreciate everything she does for the cryptocurrency space. Even on her LinkedIn, of course, founder and CEO of Avanti Financial Group. She is awesome, and I think that she has done so much for the industry in terms of getting regulation for crypto. Keep in mind, Avanti, as well as Kraken, the exchange, and Kraken, we know their connections with Ripple back in the day, and Jesse Powell, the CEO, of course, invested in Ripple years ago, but nobody talks about that. And she was actually responsible for getting Avanti as well as Kraken, the banking charter in the United States. Now, I know we know Anchorage also is awesome, and they have like like a federal banking charter, but she explained, yes, that's awesome, and Anchorage can custody XRP. Coincidence? Nope. But she said that Avanti and Kraken actually have a lot more flexibility within the US. So I'll have to read more about that, but you guys can find that. But look into Caitlin Long, founder and CEO of Avanti, just to see her background before we watch that video clip. And she's talking about Morgan Stanley looking at XRP years ago. Should be no coincidence. Let's see, Solomon Brothers, we have Credit Suisse. Remember, there's been documents we've gone over the last 2 years or so showing XRP as well. Morgan Stanley director. You can see co-founder Blockchain Coalition. We know Symbiont as well, chairman of the board and president. Remember even, I don't know why I'm mentioning this now, but I'm all over the place. The Digital Chamber of Commerce talking about literally going to be plugging into blockchain networks, public and private. This is literally adoption in front of our eyes. And I don't understand why people are afraid. You should be excited and simply just watch this market calmly evolve in the future, because literally zero doubt in this ecosystem, but yes, it does take time. All right, so highly recommend checking all this out. And now let's play this clip. And I highly recommend, right here, by Jamil Case, highly recommend following this guy. So, former Morgan Stanley, do you really think big investors are ignorant of XRP in detail? And I just want to remind you guys, do you know the name Peter Thiel? I have some of his books right behind me. He was, again, one of the co-founders with Elon Musk of PayPal years ago, as well as one of the biggest early investors into the company Facebook. And funny enough, years ago, what was it, maybe 2013, 2014, their venture capital fund invested into Ripple. And now you see him kind of talking about Bitcoin being an energy issue in terms of consumption overall. I wish Bitcoin well. I'm just saying that XRP has the ROI potential that I'm interested in as an investor. And from a technological standpoint, it's there. I saw, Anthony Pompliano, respect for what he does. It's all good. We disagree on a lot of things, but he went on to say that Bitcoin is superior technology. And yes, it's superior to the infrastructure, the legacy infrastructure that exists today that was built 40 years ago in the banking world. And since then, we've had a thing called the internet and cell phones that are powerful computers in our hand. I think that I believe in Kaizen, continuous improvement, the Japanese term, and essentially just adding on to what you have. Don't stop at Bitcoin. We can keep going. Now we have Ethereum, we have XRP, we have new consensus models, we have all kinds of things that are a lot more efficient and more scalable. AVAX, Flare networks, there's just so much. But anyways, listen to this clip really quick.
I've worked with Ripple actually dating back to 2014, so I know them pretty well, or not as much in recent years. But while I was still at Morgan Stanley, actually, we took a pretty deep dive with a corporate client on this very question of how do we actually help the corporate clients save money on their cross-border payments. And Ripple is absolutely trying to solve the problem that a lot of folks are trying to solve.
And also, guys, so I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, but blockchain can do everything. It can solve so many other problems. Yes, I agree. But guess what? Where we are today in terms of such little utility in this entire global ecosystem, XRP is legitimately one of the only digital assets with live customers and actual utility. Crypto is risky enough. My biggest bag will continue to be XRP alongside a few others, but I just believe that XRP should be in everybody's portfolio. This is not financial advice, guys. One man's opinion on the internet. Okay, but one of the most immediate use cases that blockchain or DLT specifically can solve and mitigate is cross-border payments. Where is the friction? What is Swift saying? They're trying to make reduce friction in payments. Who said that 7 years ago? The company Ripple. And yet Ripple joins the ISO governing board for ISO, which is the messaging standard. I've already shown you the payment stack in the past of literally the Ripple protocol at the bottom of everything. Everyday people, your grandma, your mom, they're not going to know that XRP is going to be driving a portion of this financial ecosystem in the future, or when they're using other apps to send money home to their family. They don't need to. Most of us don't know how a credit card works when we swipe it or tap it. Most of us don't know how cell phones work between, or even just like landlines between analog and digital. It doesn't matter. We just want our stuff to work. We want it to work well. We want it to work fast. And we want it to be cheap. And that is what is happening here. So I believe that many of us are much earlier than we even realize. So I hope everybody keeps that in perspective. And that's why I say, when in doubt, zoom out, guys. Know what you hold.
Solve and coming at it from many different directions. They were the first enterprise company that I met at Morgan Stanley. And had they come in to talk about Bitcoin, they wouldn't have gotten a meeting. But because they had come in to talk about something non-Bitcoin and applying the non-Bitcoin blockchain to real world problems, they got the meeting and then it took off. So you're right. They absolutely have played an important part of defining the problem and showing that there are alternative solutions.
Yep. And when all is said and done, Ripple, the company, is going to be one of the biggest, well, I guess, leaders that we should be thanking for being that bridge to these conservative bankers and the radical way of blockchain and peer-to-peer transactions in a trustless manner. Like, when all is said and done, guys, I know a lot of people hate Ripple and XRP because it's the black sheep of crypto for good reason, because it is going to be responsible for essentially creating this entire transfer of wealth and leading this revolution towards an internet of value. All right, so right here, guys, as well, Jim O'Kay's, I want to show this for any newcomers. So this is David Schwartz, Ripple's chief technology officer, who helped build the XRP ledger and XRP, as we've already shown on Polysign right here. And of course, you guys, I'm sure you've seen all his interviews as well, even years ago. It is so exciting. I know there's a lot of NDAs, so we cannot discuss Polysign right now, but if you could see his excitement, I'm beyond excited, specifically with Flare Networks. And this whole point of this video right now, I'm letting you guys know because I'm going to give a shout out at the end, is you guys do whatever you want, but I'm going to be transparent and sharing what I'm doing. I will continuously be buying, holding XRP, and potentially even buying Flare as soon as it's live, because I will be holding those two for life, or at least for the next 5 to 10 years, because I think this could be the most lucrative way to generate passive income. Yeah, easy, but I'm talking generational wealth for life, for generations, multi-generational wealth. Okay, so right here, guys, talking about a multiplier effect. It all depends on how big you want to dream. What if Ripple captures Bitcoin's current market share? And this was a long time ago, guys, a couple years ago. That'd be $2 per XRP. Funny, we're at $1 today. Well, what if Ripple captures the value of all high-friction international payments that are now occurring? About $20. But get ready. And they have to be very, very conservative by nature. Very conservative, so keep that in mind. You could add a multiplier effect to this for additional demand from people holding XRP or to make or facilitate the payments in the future. Now, okay, cool. You and I, yeah, we hold some XRP. But what about these institutions now? Remember Brian Brooks became acting comptroller of the currency last year as well before he retired, and he came in and essentially made the biggest regulatory changes that the crypto space has ever seen. We thought that was going to take 5 years, and he got it done in the summer. Banks can legitimately custody crypto assets. And notice the terms start changing institutionally speaking. At a high level, you have to pay attention to that. And I know even Digital Asset Investor realized that, and that's why he calls himself Digital Asset Investor. Cryptocurrency's cool, but notice we're seeing the verbiage. Crypto asset, digital asset, the trend, the perspective of society is starting to swing on that pendulum, just like it often does. And we're starting to see it as value. And what do we say? Value is nothing but consensus. It is nothing but a social construct, agreement. Right here. What if Ripple captures the value of an increasing volume of international payments? Of course, we understand token economics. You can crank up that volume, of course. There's going to be net overlap in transactions. And what does that do? Well, it reduces demand. Reduces supply and then increases demand. And I think you guys understand that that pushes price up. And so he says with this example, maybe $120 per XRP. What? Okay, this is before Flare Networks, guys. And do you understand what happens with Flare Networks and how many people are going to be staking XRP or delegating assets and Flare with a 2.5 collateral ratio? Holy crap, it gets exciting. And yes, I know there's a burn rate for XRP Ledger. That's minute. If you guys, think that's a really good thing to push price up, yeah, but I think there's other things that are really going to drive price up. I think that's really just more of preventing spam, distributed denial of service attacks, DDoS, DOS attacks. So you guys get the gist. But what if the economy triples in size? Funny enough. Well, what happened back in December when I made a video? The global stock market surpassed $100 trillion. No big deal. The volume of international payments increases. Yes, and we've shown these statistics of China increasing and talking about 40%, 70%, e-commerce expanding, digitization on the rise. And then we had a thing called this pandemic. I'm not going to say the C word here because my video will get blocked again. And then I get shadow banned and my views are literally like 1/10 of what I normally get. And people don't get notified when I upload. But nonetheless, Ripple captures all of that, and people also use Ripple for all kinds of other things because it either displaces Bitcoin or equals in a size of Bitcoin that's many times its current size. And we also expand the economy to other planets, blah, 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 just hypothetically, $1,000. So just something to consider, guys. Okay, now, right here, Matthew L-I-N-Y. I wanted to talk about this because we've seen so much happen throughout the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, the entire UAE specifically. This is the Arab Monetary Fund using RippleNet for financial inclusion. Now, we've talked about BUNA, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is to support Arab banking using blockchain. Now, Matthew L-I-N-Y, definitely follow this gentleman. Great research in this community. We can see them discussing right here, XRapid, which today is ODL, on-demand liquidity, that uses crypto asset. Wow, funny enough, this is improv, guys. I forgot that they even said crypto asset. Do you see the verbiage? Not a cryptocurrency. They're talking specifically asset because this is what it does. It solves a real problem. It's not just a speculative stock. This is something that if adopted at mass scale, the value goes up. This is just how economics work. This is flipping the model of investing in shares of a company on its head, and a lot of people are, taking time to grasp it, but the people that realize the potential are hyped. As you can see why I'm one of the many people that makes videos every single day, or at least when I can, because this is beyond exciting. So just wanted to point that out. So right here, if you haven't seen it, XRP, you guys can follow him. I did just retweet it today, so you should be able to find it no problem. Talking about the growth. Interesting. Global GDP. Well, David Schwartz just talked about economies growing. Interesting. It's almost like he knew. Go figure. So financial inclusion in the technology-led globalization age. Arab Monetary Fund, April 2020. We are 1 year later. Just wanted to point that out. We know that Ripple also moved their regional headquarters to Dubai. And also we have Coinbase, potentially doing the biggest IPO ever. And I think that Ripple may very well follow in their footsteps. And then we also saw that Circle, another fintech I believed would be IPOing, was getting kind of looked at by the IRS. So very interesting. And also, guys, IRS, guys, you don't have to worry about any taxable events if you use specifically a Roth IRA is what I have with iTrustCapital, so I can invest into all of my crypto, even precious metals. Links are in the video description. And if I turn that into maybe 5 to 10 million, I'll probably just take some of that money or take profit out of that, Roth IRA, and I can go back to Fidelity or Vanguard, throw it into a very conservative, index fund. But hey, I think the next, 5 to 10 years are going to be huge. All right, right here, GateHub. Just wanted to point this out. Remember, because all the exchanges in the US, they say, oh no, they're blocking people. Links are in the video description. There's other exchanges you can use to buy XRP, but I personally prefer to use an OTC broker to buy in bulk, just because it's a lot easier when I'm on the go. But remember, you can get XRP in right now at GateHub and trade on the XRP-L, the XRP Ledger DEX, their decentralized exchange. I almost said XPRL because they did a typo right there, so my bad. Okay. Now, we have Array, this crypto. So I'm sure you guys have heard of this. So this Array token, a digital currency designed to maximize the alignment of interests of developers and investors through the implementation of an original and innovative mechanism based on economic incentives. So you get the gist in the space. You're used to economic incentives. You want to essentially incentivize people to take part in this digital economy and take part in this ecosystem and network. And that's just how anything works. You need to incentivize them, whether that's profit taking or more fair governance, things of that nature. Right here, I just want to give a massive shout out, guys. Mickey B. Fresh, the DeFi standard. Follow this gentleman. If you hold XRP, if you're excited for Flare Networks, follow this gentleman right now. Like his video. I don't understand people that dislike videos. I've never disliked a video in my entire life. I even watch videos that talk badly about XRP just to hear what they say, and it's garbage. So, trusted like this gold Array stablecoin. Probity, this vault connection to Polysign, and we just talked about Polysign, guys. So yes, some of it is not connecting. Yes, it's speculation. Welcome to a speculative asset class. You have to speculate to make money, and that's what a lot of people have been doing for the past decade, for the past 5 years, for the past 2 years. So I know it's easy to make money in a bull run, but you have to understand and invest in utility, in my opinion, specifically in assets like XRP that appear to be here for the long term. And yes, it's one of the longest standing digital assets for a good reason. It made it through those hurdles, and right now we're at the final hurdle, trying to get clarity from the SEC. If Ripple gets settlements or any type of clarity, it's game over. Meaning for us, it's good. We made it, and the price will absolutely reflect that in the future. So we have Michael even asking, will Array be collateralized on chain, or will you be more of a gateway holding the collateral? Now, Trustline goes on to say, fully collateralized on Flare and issued trustlessly on the XRP ledger. And then this gentleman, which crypto will we be able to deposit? Spark, FLR, and FXRP, the representation of XRP on Flare networks. This is called demand in a variety of other networks outside of the Ripple ecosystem, guys. Beyond excited. Right here. Now, Probity, and he discusses in this video, potential connections to PolySign. I've seen it time and time again. People call researchers crazy. I think Mickey B. Fresh is an absolute genius, and I'm really excited because if even 1%, 5%, if even 20% of the stuff that we're discussing is true, this could potentially be one of the biggest opportunities in our lifetime. So I just wanted to point that out. Let's see. Trustline Inc. I don't want to bore you with the details. I've just been reading a lot. This has been called a peer. So this P2P, instead of peer-to-peer, this is P2P2P. This has been called a peer to pool. So, the assets are collateralized and, all in the pool to peer protocol. The XRP ledger trust lines are being used to trustlessly represent Array, if I'm pronouncing that right, on the XRP ledger. Just this innovation. You have the greatest minds in this ecosystem working on this. It's really cute when people say, oh, Ripple doesn't know DeFi. Please, Ripple was in the game of DeFi before even most of these ERC20 tokens were even a thought. So all love, I own plenty of ERC20 tokens. I love Ethereum. I hold plenty in my opinion, but I think a lot of people are going to be sleeping on XRP, and I'm just sharing some points. Now, last but not least, guys, if you're brand new to this ecosystem, go to galgatron.net, so Galgatron right here, read his blog and read this one, The Myth of Market Cap version 2. I think it'll break things down. I see a lot of questions for newcomers, as always, whenever there's big bullish moves in the cycle, asking, what is market cap? Can XRP reach $10? Can it reach $1,000, $100? Is that impossible? They say no market cap or yes this. You have to understand, this is all fairy dust. This is a fugazi, guys. Remember, it's all just consensus. So market cap, all it is the last traded price times the circulating supply. So let's go look at XRP. XRP, 98 cents, 99 cents. We're going to take the last traded price. This is the last traded price because this is taken from the order books, okay, globally. So about 98, 99 cents. And then what does it say? Right here. I'll just move it over. Last traded price times the circulating supply. So last trading price, 99 cents, times circulating supply of this 45.4 billion. So now 98 cents or 99 cents times this number, and then you get a market cap of this value. Does that make sense? Now remember, there's about 50 billion plus XRP that are locked up still in escrow programmatically for the years ahead, and only a certain amount can be released per month. That is a good thing. Nobody can change the code. It was already set years ago, and it's locked up. Nobody can. No authority. Nobody can dump on the market. I see concerns about like Jed McCaleb as well. I even saw Anders L put out a good point, and I don't understand all these people on Twitter that just propagate fear and freak out without even, like, they read an article and they don't even research it. Anders L talked about it. Jed McCaleb, who literally was a founder of the XRP ledger, then went on to essentially make a forked version, which is XLM Lumens, and I love Lumens. I hold some. But in my opinion, I've heard Jed on video say specifically there's more than enough money for both of them to succeed, and we are going after even different niche markets overall. In Jed, what Anders L was emphasizing is this. Jed McCaleb owns a little over 2% of XRP's total supply, and it's getting smaller by the day. And he goes on to say, I don't think he's that much of a factor anymore. A lot of smart people have been saying this for a very long time. That's why typically when people go, oh no, what's your opinion on Jed's selling pressure? It's minuscule. It's minuscule. Do you understand what is happening and being built in front of our eyes? It's not based off of one little man dumping or, XRP going down 10% and someone complaining. This is so much bigger than that, guys. This is bigger than a single company. This is bigger than Ripple. This is a revolution in the internet of value. And I know Those that have at least watched tons of videos, have been around for a little while, they understand, and that's why they're researching every day, and that's why I say, sharpen your sword. Which means leveling up your knowledge, inform yourselves while you wait. While you wait, you should be prepared. Make exit plans, make game plans, learn the tech, understand trading, learn about investing, take part in the ecosystem. Can you build? Can you do something in a positive way to help further the adoption of this space? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Much love to everybody that shares this around on Twitter and tags me. If I see it, I will retweet it, and I will catch you in the next one.